All right, so we're standing here in front of AG30XF4. And in my personal opinion, this variety was a little bit of a sleeper in the XF4 class. We didn't have a tremendous amount of high expectation for this bean. And lo and behold, it had a pretty good fall last year in 2024, which would have been the first time we tested the variety. So I'll steal Lance's terminology here. If you think defense is your best offense, this is the best bean for you. So this easily has probably one of the best agronomic packages of any variety that's in an Asgrow bag. From a defensive standpoint, very good across the board on diseases. Standability is stellar. So this thing is agronomically very sound. So for it to have as good of a year last year was a little bit of a surprise to all of us. It is true to maturity. It does get overlooked a lot by the fact that 27XF3 happens to mature at about the same time this thing does. But I guess as I think about trying to find a place for this in the lineup, it's probably for the guy that doesn't believe me that 27XF3s actually matures more like a 3.0. And so the guy truly wants something of this maturity, or it's for the guy that maybe is not going to intensely manage the crop quite as much, or is willing to spend the money on some incremental seed treatment or some in-season fungicide applications, because this thing is just so well built from a defensive standpoint and disease tolerances that it can probably take some of that lower management, if you will.
Yeah, Northern Illinois jumped on this bean a year ahead of us, because as you go north in Illinois, diseases tend to limit yields more than they do in central Illinois. So Chris and I, we're kind of attracted to those ones that got 80, 90, 100 bushel top end yield potential. Coming out of breeding, this one didn't look like it had that. It showed us a gear that we didn't know it had last year. This is a good example of why that market development plot year that the XF5s are in right now is important, because we always learn new things that year. And we learned last year that this one looked like it might have a little more top end than we gave it credit for. And if it can combine respectable top end yield with the defensive package it's got, there's a lot of acres that this bean would fit on.